In this video, we are rolling into the wild world of DIY aviation from none other than Ethiopia. Meet the EW-13, a flying machine so daring, so bold, and so built from scratch that you can't help but salute the madness and the brilliance behind it. From the first glance, this homemade plane whispers sweet things of ambition and pure audacity. It's small, white, and airily silent on the runway. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Well, it's technically a plane, but whether it flies or not is a story for another day. This plane was built by Biruk, the most talented man in Ethiopia. He has worked hard and made his first homemade aircraft from aluminium and stainless steel that are locally available. Now let's start with the exterior. Painted in a clean, hopeful white, the EW-13 looks like the minimalist cousin of a proper aircraft. From a distance, it excludes confidence. Up close, it gently screams, "I was assembled on a tight budget and a dream." The fuselage, although streamlined, carries the kind of sheen that says, "Yes, I was scrambled clean just in case CNN comes by." Now, down below, we are greeted by the wheels, not your average aircraft grade tires. No, these wheels look suspiciously like they were borrowed from a wheelbarrow on a construction site that's now wondering why it's been left limping. Yet somehow they managed to roll this plane around the dusty fields like a proud rooster in borrowed boots. Then there's the propeller. The propeller. A vital component in any aircraft. But in this case of the EW-13, its presence is more ceremonial than functional. At first glance, you might think it's wooden. Then, I'm not sure. And I also doubt its capability of aerodynamics. But it looks good. You know, it's like the garnish on a plate that looks good, but you don't eat it. But it looks nice for the photos. So basically, the propeller looks good, but I don't think it's aerodynamically worth it. I don't think it can fly with these propellers. Now, moving to the engine. This is where things really rev up, literally. It hums with the conviction of a 125cc scooter trying to tow a trailer. Yet the inventor insists that it's strong enough to make the EW-13 kiss the clouds. Do you think this motorcycle engine can truly lift this plane? Leave a comment. The flaps, which are crucial for controlling altitude and balance, sit like staged actors waiting for their cue. One has to wonder if they've ever been tested in motion or if they are just decorative pieces to complete the aircraft cosplay. Now let's not skip the interior, the cockpit. It's a one-seater, but only for the slimmest of pilots. If you are plus sized, forget it. You need to hit the gym and or possibly buy a gym membership and also divine intervention. But we must give credit where credit is due. The seat is lovingly covered with flax leathering, giving it a touch of class. Sit in it and you might feel like you are driving a used Lexus until your eyes land on the control stick. Now, the control stick is an entirety on its own, looking like a stubborn joystick from an arcade game in the 1980s. It seems functional until you consider the turbulence. Then it becomes a wild card, a mischievous rebel that might abandon you mid-air to pursue its own dreams. If this plane ever hits a bump, the stick might try to eject itself from the cockpit and leave the pilot negotiating with gravity and bad luck. But as of now, the AW hasn't achieved liftoff. It's a grounded dream, a poetic attempt to defy gravity, armed with scrap metal, borrowed parts, and a heart full of aviation fantasies. But I don't think it really matters. The fact that it rolls, breathes, and even pretends to hum like a jet engine is a miracle in itself. People gather around it not to see if it flies, but to see if it maybe, just maybe, will one day fly. They stare in wonder as the engine starts. They hold their breaths as the propellers spin with moderate enthusiasm. They watch it taxi on the dirt like a cat-walking model with a limp. And even though it never leaves the earth, for a few minutes, everyone believes. This is what the EW13 does best. It suspends disbelief. It tells young kids that maybe they don't need NASA or Boeing. Maybe they just need a workshop, some pillows, and a lot of scrap and an unwavering disregard for aerodynamics. The inventor, whose name is Biruk, his hobby when he was a kid wasn't, your normal play, because he was the kind of kid that builds these kinds of things. He's clearly always the kind of kid you'd want your children not to follow. A curious mind, a talent for tinkering, and a patience for failed experiments worth of a Nobel Prize in determination. He wasn't high, just highly creative. Instead of coloring books, he had screwdrivers. Instead of toys, he had metal scraps. People called him crazy. The neighborhood aunties shook their heads. But look at him now, proudly standing next to his Frankenstein of flight, his EW13, giving TED Talks energy with every explanation of how it will one day fly. You have to admire that. And while the haters smoke the sound of the engine or look at the propeller, they can't argue with the fact that he did what most wouldn't dare. He tried. He attempted to slap wings on a dream and convinced it to soar. So is the EW13 a success story? That depends on your definition. If success means taking off and landing at a proper airport, maybe not yet. But if success is about building something from absolutely nothing, inspiring a community, and getting featured in global media, while other doubters still sit at the barbershop arguing about football, then it's a wild, glorious win. And who knows, Maybe one day, with the right backing, a proper wheel alignment, and a propeller that actually propels, we'll see the EW13 take off. The clouds might part, the birds might clear the runway, and the plane that once looked like an art project gone wrong might actually just rewrite the skies.